Tungkol sa utang lang, Mr. Chairman. Kasi, Mr. Chairman, maraming Pilipino ngayon na kagaya ko na hindi ka-label ninyo yung utak pagdating sa mga ganitong bagay. Gusto ko lang sana maliwanagan sila patungkol ito sa utang natin kasi alam mo maraming mga fake news, maraming totoong news naglabasan at sabi nila kawawa pa na tayo, hindi pa pinanganak yung apo ko, may ganito ng utang kasi yung per capita ng debt natin is ganito na pala kalaki. So, meron nagsasabi na mahirap na mas maganda siguro kung mas manganak tayo ng maraming anak kasi para lumaki yung population natin at pag lumaki yung population, mas marami maghahati-hati sa utang, mas bababa yung per capita na utang natin sa yung simpleng pinubre na pag-iisip. Manganak na mas marami para yung per capita debt natin bababa. The bigger the population, mas marami maghati-hati sa utang. So, ang tanong ko lang sa economic team natin is tama ba sir na sabihin natin sa mga Pilipino na nanonood ngayon na pagdating sa national debt natin, don't panic. Walang problema, kaya natin ito. Is that okay? Pagsabihin natin sa mga Pilipino na okay, magpanik dyan, utang lang yan. Wala namang, sabi nila, wala nakukulong sa utang. Pero sa totoo, maraming pobre na kulong sa utang. Di ba, sir?
Thank you, sir.
Don't panic. Utang lang yan. Kaya-kaya ng gobyerno natin yan. Is that okay na makarating sa ating mga kababayan? Kasi pinag-usapan natin itong utang eh.
Salamat po sa
Thank you po, sir. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Thank you. Yung pangutang, as we mentioned, hindi naman po nakakatakot yung 60% of our GDP ay reasonable po yan, manageable, at saka pinaliwanag po ng treasurer natin na yung the way we borrow money, hindi po ganun, mga long term po yon at saka fix ho yung interest rate, hindi yung floating interest rate, ano, na pag tumaas yung pag sumama yung ekonomiya, tumataas yung interest rate, hindi po ganun ang pangungutang natin. At saka the way to look at the budget, sir, is sabi ko nga, yung deficit natin, pinabababa nga natin magiging 3%. But if you notice the composition of the budget, it's mostly investment. We are committed to invest at least 5 to 6% of our GDP for infrastructure. Napakalaking bagay po noon kasi patuloy pong lalago ekonomiya natin. So makikinabang po naman dyan, lalo makikinabang yung mga mahihirap. And if you look at the composition of the budget, it's talagang pro-poor po yan. Kasi the way to look at the impact of the budget on any individual is magkano bang binabayad kong buwis at magkano ang benefit ko sa budget na ito. Kung ikaw mahirap, hindi po naman napakalaki yung binabayad yung buwis eh. But you get a lot of benefit, free education, free healthcare, social protection measures. Ganun po yun. In fact, hanggang ngayon na, free na rin yung college hindi ba? So yun po, that's the way you should look at the budget. Magkano yung binabayad kong buwis at magkano ang benefit ko dito sa budget na ito. At palagay ko, pag tinignan yung gano'n, makikinabang po, maraming mahihirap.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, don't panic, mga Pilipino. Utang lang yan.
Panic, have babies, Senator De La Rosa. Have babies. para mahati yung utang. Thank you, Vice Chair Senator Bato. Majority Leader? Yeah.
I was told that Senator Amy Marcos would like to say something about the national debt.
Okay.
I would give way, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Without belaboring the subject, kasi tulad nga ni Bato, kailangan ipaliwanag natin sa ating mamamayan bakit lumulobo yung utang. Dahil at the height of the pandemic in 2020, the country borrowed a total of 2.74 trillion. Nandito na tayo 2024. And we will borrow a total of 3.081 trillion. Ang tanong ng taong bayan, bakit pa nagungutang na napakalaki na lampasan na natin yung pandemya? Nasagot partially ni Secretary Balisacan at sinabi niya na infrastructure. Pero kapag tinignan mo naman yung infrastructure, yung sinasabing 5.9% ng total napupunta sa investment infrastructure, ang katanungan naman na talagang hindi maintindihan, nung panahon naman ni Presidente Duterte, ganyan din ang numero, hindi naman nadagdagan. On top of which, ang dami-dami pa natin inutang para sa bakuna. Bakit tuloy-tuloy ang pangungutang natin samantalang tapos ng tinatawag na pandemic?
I think kasi yung sa bakuna, we stop borrowing money for that. In fact, baka susuli pa natin. Meron po tayong mga unutilized loans sa COVID. We are going to return them to sa ADB, ganun, sa World Bank. No? Patuloy po tayong nanghihiram for the infra. I think if I'm not mistaken, 20% po ng ating budget, 20% is infra. 21.6.
Maybe we should get a listing of the 21.6 po. Kasi ang bilang namin, nasa 5.9% lang. Exactly as you stated.
5.9 of GDP po.
Of
GDP. But
Correct.
it's around
Of the
21% of the budget.
Of the budget.
Of the budget.
Siguro yun ang kailangan natin
Yes, yes,
natin pagkat hindi nga natin maintindihan kung bakit ganun kalaki samantalang nalampasan na natin yung pandemya. At yun nga, the Treasury is projected to increase its cash position by 863 billion through loans as budgetary support to fund all the programs. But considering the lower than expected economic performance, the revenue will inevitably decrease as well. So how do we justify, once again, the additional borrowing given a poorer collection rate than expected? Yung project ninyo last year, iba kasi sa nangyaring actual eh. I don't know who will answer.
I will answer. Yung pong, I think we should not overreact to the slowdown in the second quarter because as RC said, we still think we can make the 6 to 7% macroeconomic assumptions, and our assumption is that we will continue to grow at between 6.5 to 8%. Yung pong second quarter assumption is because nga of the higher spending the previous year. Kasi ang term mo ng ang statistics is lagi year on year eh. You compare this quarter to the quarter last year. And that was election year yung masyado. And historically, makikita ninyo na yung final year ng any president, sumisirit talagang gano'n ang ekonomiya. And then the following first year ng bumababa po. Okay? So let's not overreact to that slowdown in the second quarter po.
Earlier, nasabi na long-term at saka fixed ang interest rate. Pero naalala ko na yung interest rates na pinag-uusapan last year were at 3%, 4%. Eh ngayon, yung computation natin magbabago kasi tumaas hanggang 6.5%. Kahit sabihin pa ninyo na 5%. Yung realidad, nasa 5.5 to 6.5. So, meron ba tayong listahan para mapatunay na talagang 5% na lamang ang average? Hindi naman lumulobo. Kasi halos doble to 3% yung pinag-uusapan last year. Ang realidad, nasa 6.5 eh.
Actually, ma'am, yung pong sa interest rate po natin, kung titignan, versus po nung sa pre-pandemic, we're just at the same level. Kasi nga po, nakikita mo, given the credit rating, yung pong creditworthiness ng Philippines, hindi po nag-increase yung po sinasabing premium over the credit ng Pilipinas. So, na-maintain po natin yon given already our credit rating as well. Ngayon din po, sa ating mga domestic borrowing.
So you're saying we can afford to borrow even in this high interest climate?
So
Is that what you're saying?
Hindi po namin
Kasi
nakikita.
dati last year, sabi niyo, pag naging mahal yung interest, di na tayo mangungutan, di na natin kakayanin eh.
What we're saying po, ma'am, na yung pong interest rate na nakukuha po natin ngayon is already same as yung sa pre-pandemic. Unang-una po, nakikita
Pero
na...
sabi mo 5%, yung pre-pandemic natin umaapak ng 3 to 4. Paano naging pareho yun?
Hindi naman po kasi po, ma'am, nung pong sa pre-pandemic, we're also around 4 to 5%. Ngayon po, ang isa pong why we are borrowing low, lalo na po sa domestic, nakikita sa auction na lang po, makikita natin na we are still flush with liquidity. So, yung pong panghihiram,
Masarap naman pakinggan talaga flush with liquidity. Feeling mayaman tayo ngayon
Hindi po yung tayo, kundi the market, the domestic
sorry.
market po.
Natuwa kasi ako doon sa flush with liquidity.
Yung po,
Wala lang.
So, we're able to already bring down the interest rate. Nung nakita, even this afternoon po, nung nag-auction tayo, nakita namin na we're able to really can even afford to cut down yung sa auction rate sa aming mga auction para maibaba pa po yung interest rate. Pangalawa po, nung po nag-issue po kami nung ROP, mga dollar loans natin last January, ang order book po for the Philippines, $28 billion and we only borrowed $3 billion. So that means malaki po yung order book, pwede po natin i-compress in terms of the spread that the investors are asking for.
Okay.
So parang sinasabi po natin ngayon na ang Philippines, in a way, given already the way investors perceive our creditworthiness, that we can afford them to ask for a lower spread levels po. So that would also bring down, kahit na tumataas po yung US Treasuries, as long as our premium is also being reduced.
Okay. Mahihingi na lang siguro ako ng 21.6% ng GAA na sinasabi nasa infrastructure at siguro from the BSP head, kung maaari, yung 6.25% na interest, i-maintain po ba natin yan o tuloy-tuloy o tataas pa po? Dahil yan rin ang sinisisi sa bagsak na economic performance ng second quarter po.
Magandang tanong yan. Yung 6.25,
Kayong maging manghuhula po.
yung ang nag-uusapan doon yung real rate, no? So yung 6.25%, tanggalin natin yung target na 3%. So ang real rate ng pangungutang 3.25. Medyo bababa pa yon. Yung estimate natin ng yung tamang-tama lang for the long run, for an economy growing as fast as ours, nasa 6.8. Yun ang medyo delikado na pag lumagpas pa tayo doon. So, 3.8 in real terms.
So hanggang 6.8 tolerable, sabi ninyo?
In real terms, ma'am.
In real.
Yeah.
Real meaning,
Nominal,
tulog po ako.
nominal
Sabi
minus,
nyo real ngayon is 3.25. Yung 6.25 hindi po totoo. Parang ganon.
ay 6.25 nominal minus the inflation rate.
That minus inflation.
Nagiging real. Ang
So pwede kayong tumaas ng 6.8% na
6.8
real or
nominal,
impulse nominal.
nominal 6.8.
sa nominal?
Oo, hindi pa yun makakasabagal sa economy at that.
Kinabahan na naman ako kung real na naman po. Dahil hindi na naman tayo mayaman yan.
Yeah.
Opo.
Nominal.
Okay po. The treasurer also mentioned the peso to dollar exchange rate, which is slowly creeping up to over 57 pesos, far above the DBCC projections. Does it affect our debt payments and the numbers contained in the GAA submitted to the Senate? Yeah, the question was, yung exchange rate natin, DBCC pegged it at a lower rate. We're now going beyond 57 pesos to the dollar. Malayo na yun sa mga numerong binigay ninyo sa amin. So how will this affect the debt payments? Lolobo pa ba yan? As it is, di ba, 15% increase na. Pag bumagsak pa rin ang presyo, bumagsak pa rin ang halaga ng peso, mas lalong lolobo yung interest and other payments.
Ang average po, ang assumption natin is 53 to 57.
Yes, but we're now
Pero ang
beyond 57.
importante po, average for the year. So we're still within the range po.
Yes, we have more local loans than dollar.
Saka ma'am, in the
Is there a
treasury,
way to get a breakdown on those long-term and fixed interest loans as well as the domestic versus foreign?
we can provide ma'am.
Yes, if you would. Thank you very much. Last question na lang by way of information, Joel. Kay Secretary Amina, may sinabi po kayo kanina na ang sabi at utos ng World Bank, dapat manatili sa 5% itong unprogrammed natin. Bakit? At saan nila sinabi? Dahil dati, alam ko, lampas 5% tayo sa unprogrammed. Suntok sa buwan, ala chamba, kontento na kami. Pero ngayon, bakit may sinasabing 5% unprogrammed?
That is, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, that's the rule of thumb of IMF when we went to the IMF during the spring meetings because we had a meeting with them for technical assistance po on some of our national government projects po.
Okay, was
They
it a
mentioned-
suggestion or was it an order?
It's actually a standard that they actually recommend to countries.
Kasi first time ko kasi narinig.
Kami
Alam
din
ko
po.
naman yung mga unprogrammed dati. Talagang lalaki eh.
Opo.
Pero okay lang sa amin kasi natutuwa kami kahit paano nakalista. Eh ngayon, sabi mo 5%, paano kaya yun? Talaga bang mananatili tayo sa... Kung hindi tayo sumunod, papaluin ba tayo?
Hindi naman po, but at least it's a form of discipline just like what Senator Coco mentioned a while ago po.
The question lang kasi first time ko narinig yung ganon. Obligado ba tayo dyan? Hindi naman.
Opo.
Oo. At walang palo so far.
Wala pong palo.
Okay. Joel. Asa na si Joel?
Mr. Chair, maikling interjection.
Yeah, since the majority leader stepped out briefly. Go ahead, Senator Risa, Vice Chair. Yeah.
Salamat, Mr. Chair. Kaya halos pinaka-importanting parte ng budget debates, kahit sa amin sa minority, itong DBCC briefing. Kasi ito po yung tutuntungan namin to work with our chair, with the whole majority, the whole Senate to come up with a budget. And ang pakiramdam ko po ngayon, nasa krisis pa po yung bansa natin. And kailangan natin ng budget na realistically tutugon doon. Kaya madali po sigurong sabihin, wag tayong mag-alala sa utang, pero tulad ni Sen ko, nag-alala po ako, and sa totoo lang, hindi po tayo dapat mag-over-promise kung nag-under-deliver pa. Kasi pakiramdam po talaga ng karamihan, I think, kung makikinggan po natin yung iba't ibang sectors, nasa krisis po sila at nag-aalap po sila. Hindi pa sila nakikinabang talaga sa kompletong libreng healthcare, yung mga problema sa edukasyon, damang-dama pa rin nila. Di pa rin nila naranasan na mura na ang pagkain ni pamasahe, ni yung kita ng mga jeepney drivers natin. And in terms of social protection, yun na nga, di pa nila pakiramdam na protektado sila. So yun lang, I'm really looking forward to the whole, as usual, budget process every year sa pamumuno ng chair namin. Pero together with my minority leader, I would appreciate more candor and yung realistic ko talagang what state we are in. Otherwise, hindi rin po kami makakatulong ng ganap to come up with also a realistic and effective budget. No? Normal lang po talaga mag-alala sa utang kasi nga people don't feel protected. And I think we need to stay in touch with that. So, salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Next is the majority leader, but I was going to ask his permission. Can we give them a health break of a few minutes? They've not, I don't think
Sure, Mr.
some of them might just do the same way you're able
So
to.
we also need
Yeah.
a health break because I
Okay.
heard about the unprogrammed, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Please,
Yeah,
please.
with your
please.
permission, the majority leader. Just a 5 minutes for a health break for our resource persons. I'll come back in 5 minutes. We'll suspend the briefing. Thank you.